Hey guys, Kev here from Realfit Online. So, gym equipment for your home gym, what would you need? Obviously, if you can afford and want to, you can obviously pay to be in someone else's space, be renting out space in a gym and going in yourself and using their equipment. That's absolutely fine, but a long-term investment and a long-term project for yourself, I would say, is always make sure you've got your own space for training. No matter what happens then in the world, as we've gone through in the last couple of years, you've always got a space you can do your workouts in. And that's the most important thing. So if you want to get the most out of your gym environment in your home gym, then these are the bits of kit that I would recommend highly. Obviously, first and foremost, make sure you've got a space to do it in. I'm utilising my garage here. I want to make sure that when I'm teaching and programming for people that I'm going through that experience myself. So I set up this home gym so I can start Realfit Online properly and practice what I preach. I'm not the kind of person that has a full kitted gym that I want to train in and then obviously teaches people and says, oh, you can do this if you want to. I'd rather go full into it, go through the experience myself, and that's where I've come up with this equipment and sort of the setup. Starting off with your bodyweight stuff, I would always recommend getting the bodyweight stuff first. It's fairly inexpensive. It doesn't take too much room, and obviously if you can do push-ups and pull-ups, if that's all you can do, and split squats, then you're going to get a strong body and it's going to be a good start. I would recommend getting a chin-up bar or something that you can get hold of. Again, I got this second hand for about 60 quid. You can buy ones that are more expensive or less expensive. This one adjusts height, so obviously if you don't have a ceiling that you can pull up to, you can adjust it down and up so that you can do pull-ups at different heights and different positions. So that's why it's a little bit more expensive second hand. But again, I've got this off of Facebook Marketplace. It wasn't an issue, I've got it locally. These are, there's loads of them on the market, so you can go and get them. And then I can hang my suspension trainer off of this as well. So when I do my core work or any inverted rows or anything else like that, then I can do that as well. Again, suspension trainers aren't ridiculously expensive. You can also buy Olympic rings. They will do exactly the same job and they're a little bit cheaper. And you get those online. First hand or second hand. Again, just make sure you've got a good setup and that it's obviously stable to take your weight. That's the most important thing. Once you've got that little setup going and you can do your bodyweight stuff, that's cool. But then the next thing is obviously a bit of resistance kit, and that's where I would highly recommend buying yourself some kettlebells. This is a competition bell. These are all the same size, but obviously difference in weights. Go for something that you feel comfortable using, and then buy more and less weight as you go. I've got weights ranging from 4 kilos up to 28. I'm about to buy my 32 kilo and bring that into the home gym as well. But then obviously as I have more money, I'll save up for it and then I'll buy heavier weights as I go, which is buy what you can afford. I always recommend getting 2 or 3 different weights, something fairly light and easy to use that you can use for warm-ups, something moderate, and then something that's fairly heavy for you in most of the movements, obviously squatting and pressing and stuff like that. If you can get obviously a nice array, then good. And I would always try and jump it in 4 kilo jumps. So I've got 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, and obviously I've got an 8 below that. And then obviously I'll go for 32, then 36, then 40. And it's just a nice way, when you go up in those 4 kilo jumps, it means that it's a bit more of a progress to go through, but it gives you a good range. So you build up your reps and the weight, and then you can go for the next weight up. So that's important. The kettlebells are great because they have such a variety. You can do power and strength-based stuff. You can do muscle building. You can do conditioning. They're just the best kit. I'd always recommend kettlebells over anything else. But if you have dumbbells or you have barbells or anything else like that, that's absolutely fine. But kettlebells are the one that I always go for, and I will program mostly in the programs online. Other than that, once you've got your resistance kit, things that you can buy that are a nice add-on to those, once you've got your body weight and your resistance worked out. Bands, TheraBands, these sort of circular bands, again, they're not too expensive, but they are a great tool to use. You can either utilize them on your body weight movements, so you can hang them on the bar and do assisted pull-ups with them. You can add resistance to them by doing them with push-ups and things that you can add resistance to, or you can even wrap them around your weights and do banded swings, banded kettlebell deadlifts, banded presses, adding that resistance to them as well. They're a super efficient bit of kit. I have a black and red band. I'm also going to be purchasing a purple band, which is the next one up from those, and that will give me enough resistance to do pretty much any exercises that I want to in terms of resistance, but they keep going up and up and up. You can buy heavier and heavier bands, but these TheraBands are always good to do, and they're good for your warm-ups as well, doing some banded warm-up exercises, so that's really good. If you can afford a step or a bench, something that you can utilize for step-ups, bench presses, rows, they're good, again, versatile piece of kit. You can also do some conditioning-based movements on them as well, so good if you can't afford to go for sort of the more advanced conditioning pieces. It's a good movement to go for. And the other thing as well for your warm-ups, I always recommend getting a foam roller. Any variation of foam roller is absolutely fine. We use it in our warm-ups just to iron out the kinks before we go into our mobility. So again, a few quid for a roller is always good as well. You buy this brand new, you don't have to buy that one second hand, obviously. And then from that, conditioning kit. Now, depending how much space you have, this space I work in here is about 7 foot by 7 foot, but you know, you could go bigger or smaller depending what you have. I'd always recommend an exercise bike and a rower as being the sort of the main bits of kit that you go for your first piece of conditioning kit. The bike is obviously fantastic for the lower body, smashes the quads, squashes the glutes, gets you going, really good lower body conditioning, and it's low impact on the knees and the ankles and the joints. So basically you can go pretty hard on it without having to worry about blowing out a knee or an ankle if you're doing things like sprints or jumps or anything else like that. It's a super bit of kit. And the rowing machine is a bit more of a total body conditioning piece. So obviously it starts getting the upper back, arms, shoulders involved as well as the legs. And it's a great piece. You know, I love rowing anyway. So if you do, then obviously get yourself a rower. And with those 2 bits of conditioning kit, along with the other stuff, we can pretty much program anything in there. But if you wanted to buy stuff like, you know, a cross trainer or a ski erg or an Airdyne bike or any of those sort of things, you can do, but obviously the prices jump up. Now, all of this equipment I bought second hand off of Marketplace. As I say, apart from the roller, the bands I bought, everything else is pretty much second hand, which means it brings the costs right down. And obviously you can save up for it for the year. If you're not paying for a gym membership, the great thing is you can put that little bit of money to the side, and then you can save up for things like this bike. This bike cost me £200. Retail price is about 400 or 500 quid, but I got it second hand pretty cheap because I was willing to go and travel and get it. And they didn't need it anymore. The rowing machine cost me about 50 quid. Again, brand new, that would cost you about 70, 80 quid. So, you know, you're looking at about the half price if you go on the marketplace. Look around, keep a marker on there, and good stuff does pop up very regularly on there, especially after the initial Christmas blast that you're going to see in the next couple of months, probably February, March time. You'll see some really good equipment being available at a really good price. So get in there now and get those going, but always keeping your mind out. Obviously, just buy what you can afford and buy what you feel is going to be the most use. As I say, your resistance kit, your kettlebells, and some form of body weight structure like this will be great to start with. You can pretty much do 90% of the stuff that we do with those bits of kit, with your body weight and the resistance. Then add those conditioning pieces as you have the money to spend on those. And then through the year, you can treat yourself, as you say, if you save up for it, you can buy new bits of kit, new things like, you know, med balls, things like dumbbells, things like, I have a stack machine here that I got from a friend. There's a resistance stack, so a cable machine. Again, you don't have to buy that if you haven't got the space or the room or the money. Don't worry about it. It's just a nice little added bonus you can throw in there when you want to change things up or when you want to change how you do your workouts. So those are little bonuses you can add in. But altogether, this equipment in here cost me about £500. Obviously, I will spend more on that, but then I never have to worry about paying for a gym membership or anything else like that. I have my gym membership is for free because it's in my house, it's in my garage. The equipment then I can use and get my money's worth out of it. So it's a good little bit of advice, guys, for your home gym setup. Just a nice, simple, basic setup. And if you have that in place, you can do, you know, as I say, most of our Realfit Online programs. But if you have or don't have a piece of equipment, then obviously get in contact with us at connect@realfitonline.co.uk. We can help you program and do things better so you can make it fit your individual needs. Just be awesome, guys. Go get that day. I hope you found the video interesting, and I'll see you soon.